Are you a graduate student that is getting ready to graduate from a master's program or has already graduated from a master's program that's also an international student? Well, this video is for you because I'm going to talk to you about how to get a product manager job in the next 30 days. I'm actually launching a challenge. May 2025, I'm going to show you if you are. It's a very specific demographic, and I'm going to go out there and work with you while I'm preparing for my little weekend trip because I'm pressed for time, but my team told me I have to get this video out to you guys today. Is you're a master's student right now. I get the most pings from this demographic, largely from 4 schools. I get a lot of pings from people that have graduated from a master's program, usually from China, Korea, India, and they're either from Duke, Northeastern University, Carnegie Mellon, and then University of Texas, Naveen Jindal, I think School of Engineering, right? I get tons and tons and tons of pings from y'all. I'm actually here in beautiful Busan, South Korea right now. And don't mind me just doing the rest of the stuff because I'm all about making money as much as possible. I get pings a ton from y'all. And the thing that people always ask me is like, this is the chief strategy in terms of how to get a product manager job. I graduated from this program, and how do I go ahead and actually land this role? I'm very sympathetic as a son of immigrants to immigrants, especially because, well, I've got Chinese blood. I currently live in Korea right now, and I feel for y'all because you guys are in this situation where you don't really know what to do, but at the same time, you don't really want to go home. Home's not exactly an option right now. You'd rather go ahead, even with all the craziness in America, I think a lot of people would go ahead and prefer to still get a product manager job or a tech job from America. But I'm gonna have to go ahead and tell y'all this. And you guys need to hear it from me right now. The first thing that you guys need to do is stop thinking about how to get this job from the perspective of how you would get a job back wherever it is that you came from. I know personally tons of product managers who have worked in America that have moved to China, Korea, and India. And now I'm launching another challenge for them. They're trying to get a product manager job over there. And it's because they don't want to live in America anymore. Grass is always, I guess, greener on the other side. I mean, I'm loving it right now, my time in Korea. And I get it. And they're going into the Asia market right now thinking like, oh, in America we would, okay, well, if you want to live in Asia printing US dollars, you have 2 choices. You can go ahead and work the graveyard shift if your company allows you to even be outside of the country without a hybrid work environment. You can go ahead and work in Asia and do the graveyard shift, or if you want to go ahead and not be a vampire, and you're going to have to go out there and do this. If you take the rules and you take the strategies that's going to make you a successful product manager job hunter, getting a product manager job in Asia, you're going to fail. And currently right now in that challenge, a lot of them are running into challenges and they're like, oh, you're not in New York, you're not in SF, you're not in LA, you're not in Austin anymore. So the reality is, the first things first is you got to get out of that mindset. Now, we get tons of pings, and almost every single time we get in university email, most people, they call us and immediately they say our program's too expensive. Well, here's a very specific challenge that's just geared towards the demographic. And then they say, well, I don't understand how that's going to go ahead and work out for me because, I have, like I'm from overseas, they're going to take a look at my situation, visa. And at the end of the day, they're like, oh, your program's just too expensive, which I totally get, right? You guys are tapped out from your master's program. That's why nobody creates content for this category. Nobody creates content really for this category because there's no money to be made in it, but I'm going to go out there and help you guys out because I have some time in May. Right before things kind of kick off for me, both on a personal and professional level, so I'll host a challenge with you. It only takes 30 days, and this is what I've noticed the winners have done. Number 1, you don't make yourself look like a university student. You want to know why? Risky. The first thing anybody's going to notice is your LinkedIn account. You know what I see with all these master's program students? If I go ahead and actually started screening this thing, you guys would freaking like straight be so pissed off. But I see a bunch of people's LinkedIn photos. It's their graduation photo, and then their backdrop is this. You know what that paints? You need a job. That sounds like I'm solving a you problem. If I hire somebody, I want to solve a me problem. Why would I help you solve your problem? I'm hiring you to make my life easier, not to give you a shot, right? So that's first thing. Clean up your LinkedIn. Immediate 3 red flags that no hiring manager likes to go ahead and see. And I'll tell you this right now. I'm going to get trolled. I actually don't care. It's going to help drive up my algorithm. Is number 1, first things first, number 1 is don't have a university backdrop. If you take a look at Google, Meta, Netflix, all those other people, you know what they have a backdrop of? The water. You know, they don't have some freaking backdrop of a university. You know what else they don't freaking have? They don't have a backdrop of some freaking 4 or 5 letter product management framework that nobody freaking uses anymore. Okay, you know what they got? They got a backdrop of Bali. They got a backdrop of the Amalfi Coast. They got a backdrop of like anything else that doesn't remind them of product management. Why do you think I live by the beach right now? It's because I don't want to live in the city anymore. I used to live in the middle of New York. Before that, I lived in the middle of SF. Before that, I lived in the middle of LA. Nobody wants to go out there and do it because that's just all stress. Right now is a high stress time. So the first thing that you want to go ahead and do is remove your graduation photo and make yourself look more like a professional, because the recruiter is going to try to pitch you to the hiring manager. And unfortunately right now, you guys start job hunting during graduation season. They rush you and your classmates, rush them all at the same time. And is there racism in you bet your freaking ass there's racism in recruiting. Okay? You got to think. I'm the recruiter and I'm going to bring you to my hiring manager. How am I going to go ahead and pitch you even if you were my family member? And I've had family members that from overseas, from Asia, that have done master's programs, and it's like my mom's like, can you go out there and help this person? I was like, I don't know who this person is. For, close to 30 years of my life, I didn't even know this person was alive. I was like, my mom's like, gotta help this person out. It's like, whatever. Okay, I'll go out there and help that person out. Okay. You gotta go ahead and remove that. You gotta go ahead and remove that. You gotta absolutely go ahead and remove that. Remove the LinkedIn photo. And you know what? The other thing is, on that little below your photo, stop freaking talking like you're product manager, program manager, product marketing manager, unicorn hunter. Just clean product. That's it. That just shows me that you haven't really decided what you want to do with your life, and you are willing to go ahead and take any and every job. That might very well be your situation, but that is not a very good impression for you to have in front of the hiring manager. It's not, because that's signaling desperation. That doesn't really signal value. You want to know why restaurants go out of business? Restaurants go out of business because they're like, come and help Joe's out. Like, Joe's been in the neighborhood for like 60 years. Like, well, yeah, clearly like Joe's going out of business because nobody cares about Joe's. So update your LinkedIn photo, update your LinkedIn backdrop, take the open to work sign. They take a look at the open to work sign like, I'm telling you right now, it's like walking down the street and you see a pest control truck in front of your neighbor's house. It's like, that just symbolizes to me you're desperate. Tech is getting rocked right now. Do not make a post complaining about how tough the job market is. That is also not helping out your situation. Today I got laid off. Like, no, like, great. You want to know, like, restaurants, when they announce they're laying off, like when restaurants announce like, hey, we're getting close to going out of business, we really need you guys to come out and support us this month. You know what ends up happening? They end up going out of business anyways. Because people don't go to restaurants to help restaurants survive. People go to restaurants to have an experience. When you're a product manager, your main value add to a company is making somebody else's time, making somebody's life easier. The biggest indicator that you can help make my life easier is that you're in demand. And when you are signaling that you're not in demand and you're desperate, I don't want to go out there and hire you. I feel repulsed to hire you. And on a further note, what makes it very difficult for me to justify hiring you is this. If you're this bad at going to market for yourself, then you're not a lot of value add to me, because now I got to go ahead and think, how does that help me out? How can you help me understand my customer better to sell them some shit if you can't even sell me on you? You're the most important product you'll ever have to go to market for, which is a very, very, very real, that is a very legitimate sentiment that they have. So I have all these tricks and more. The other thing here that I just need to advise, you can come or you can choose to not to, but I'm making it very affordable for Masters International students, because I'd hate to see you guys get sent back right now. The world's in a crazy place. As crazy as America is, you'd still want to go ahead and get a job in America, is this. You guys have to stop looking at the situation so transactionally. You're not going to be able to learn hack this on your own. You need a community behind you. It's like when we get the calls with the people, and I'm not just saying it's Chinese, Koreans, and Indians, but we do get, I mean, I'd be remiss to say they're not the largest demographic of people that's going for tech, because these graduate level programs, they do a lot of marketing in these companies to attract, because they understand these cultures, which I'm part of, is values higher education a lot. And coming out of these world, like supposedly renowned, like Duke is an Ivy League school, you would think that you'd have a job. Like, no. It is a revenue stream. You were revenue for them. They don't actually have, like, if you're gonna be mad at anybody, be mad at their career support for not supporting you better. Like, don't freaking try to murder me. I'm letting you know right now, this is the market. In fact, if you're gonna go on the market right now and be a product manager, you have to understand this too. The market only cares about what the market cares about. Whatever it is that you figure out in a go-to marketing session, a week later, it might have worked out for a week later, it doesn't work out anymore. I think that's the hard thing for me to drive into people, is like, I want you to get a job too. Like, not having money is mad stressful. Wondering whether or not you're gonna have to go back home. Should you be packing your shit up and getting ready to move and canceling your lease? That's mad stressful. Not knowing where you're gonna live in the country is mad stressful. I get it. Like, the very big prospect that you just wagered a large chunk of US cash, and your family might have had to pull some loans out to go out there and send you to America, and you don't have anything to show for it, that is mad stressful. But if you're not able to control yourself mentally in this market, you're going to get wiped out, because you have to be calmer than ever at the interview process, because that's what they're hiring. A lot of people are just not getting the job right now just because they're going in, they're desperate, nervous AF. That's not helping out their situation. So I'll see you in the challenge. It's on a new platform called WAP that we're trying out. They're letting us go out there and try this platform out. Go out there and meet other Masters International students, because that's the other thing. Where you're most likely going to land your job at is where other people are going to land their job at. And most of the time, people are reaching out to people when they're updating their LinkedIn profile, which is too late. See you in WAP.